Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about one of the most shocking and dramatic plot twists in recent episodes of CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful. This storyline has captivated audiences around the world and has sent shockwaves through the entire fabric of the show's core families. The revelation we're about to explore involves one of the show's central characters, Katie Logan, and an unexpected family secret that has the potential to change everything we thought we knew about relationships, paternity, and loyalty in the Forster and Logan families. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this incredible narrative that has left viewers absolutely stunned. Katie's growing connection with Deke, a mysterious familiarity. The journey of this plot begins when Katie Logan finds herself working closely with a character named Deke. As their professional relationship develops and deepens over time, Katie begins to notice something extraordinarily peculiar about Deke that she simply cannot ignore. There is something about his mannerisms, the way of speaking, his physical features, and his overall demeanor that strikes a profound chord of familiarity within Katie. It's not just a casual observation or a passing thought that crosses her mind. It's something much deeper, something that gnaws at her consciousness and refuses to let go. The more time Katie spends in Deke's company, the more convinced she becomes that there is something undeniably familiar about him. She finds herself studying his facial features, observing the way he moves, analyzing his speech patterns, and noting his behavioral traits. All of these elements combine to create an overwhelming sense of recognition that Katie cannot quite place or explain logically. She knows that she has seen someone like this before, someone who carries the same essence, the same energy, the same fundamental qualities that Deke possesses. This nagging feeling of familiarity begins to haunt her thoughts, appearing unbidden in her mind at random moments throughout her day. What makes the situation even more intriguing is that Katie begins to associate these familiar qualities with someone from her past, Bill Spencer, her ex-husband, during his younger years. The similarities are so striking, so undeniable, that Katie cannot help but draw the connection. She sees in Deke a younger version of Bill, before the years of wealth, power, and corporate dominance had changed him. She sees the rawness, the ambition tempered with a certain vulnerability, the exact physical characteristics that Bill possessed when he was younger and more carefree. This observation troubles Katie deeply because it raises questions that she might feel compelled to answer, no matter what the consequences will be. The secret investigation, Katie takes matters into her own hands. Faced with this overwhelming sense of familiarity and the nagging questions that refuse to be silenced, Katie makes a decision that will ultimately alter the course of everyone's lives involved in this situation. She decides that she cannot simply ignore these suspicions or continue to wonder what the truth might be. Instead, she takes matters into her own hands and decides to conduct her own investigation. This decision demonstrates Katie's determination to uncover the truth, even if it means operating outside of normal social conventions and conducting her investigation in secret, away from the prying eyes of others who might judge her for her actions. Katie's approach to this investigation is methodical and calculated. She understands that she cannot simply ask Deke or Bill directly about her suspicions without raising red flags and creating unnecessary drama and conflict. Instead, she chooses a path that she believes will give her definitive answers without alerting anyone to her inquiries. She arranges to obtain a DNA sample, likely under the guise of some legitimate reason, or through some clever manipulation of circumstances that allows her to gather the genetic material she needs for testing. The DNA testing itself represents a bold and daring move on Katie's part. She is essentially playing detective, taking on a role that is not rightfully hers to play, and conducting an investigation into matters that technically concern other people's lives and personal histories. However, Katie's motivation is not malicious. She is driven by a genuine desire to understand the truth, to comprehend the connections that seem to exist between the people in her life, and to uncover secrets that have apparently been hidden from her for an extended period of time. The shocking result's a truth that changes everything. When the DNA test results finally come back, Katie is absolutely stunned by what she discovers. The results are unmistakable, clear, and definitive. The DNA evidence conclusively proves that Bill Spencer, her ex-husband and the man she once thought she knew completely, is actually Deke's biological father. This revelation is monumental because it means that there is a child in existence whose paternity has been attributed to the wrong man. More specifically, the results indicate that Deke is not the biological son of Deacon, the man who has presumably been raising him as his own son, or who has been considered to be his father by everyone in the community. This discovery carries enormous implications for multiple people and relationships. For Katie, it raises immediate questions about how long this secret has been kept, who knew about it, why nobody told her, and what this means for her own relationships with the people involved. For Bill, this means that there is an unacknowledged child in the world, a biological legacy that he apparently never knew existed or has been actively hiding. For Deke, this revelation could fundamentally alter his understanding of his own identity and his place within the family structures that he has known his entire life. The fact that the DNA results contradict what Deke and apparently everyone else has been believing about his paternity is particularly shocking. It means that Deke has been living his entire life under the assumption that Deacon is his biological father, when in reality, that assumption is completely false. This kind of revelation can be deeply destabilizing and psychologically traumatic for a young person who has built their entire sense of self and family identity on a foundation that turns out to be completely false. The broader implications of this discovery. The consequences of this DNA revelation extend far beyond just the 3 individuals directly involved in the paternity situation. This secret has the potential to rock the foundations of multiple relationships, family structures, and interpersonal dynamics within the broader community of the show. Bill's relationships with his other children, his wife or romantic partners, and his extended family could all be affected by this revelation. The trust and credibility that Bill has built over many years could be called into question if this secret becomes public knowledge. For Deacon, the discovery that the child he has been raising is not actually his biological son could be emotionally devastating. It raises questions about his own identity as a father and whether his relationship with Deke has been based on a false pretense. It also potentially explains certain personality traits, behavioral patterns, or physical characteristics that Deacon might have noticed but couldn't quite explain. For Deke, learning the truth about his paternity could lead to identity confusion, anger toward the adults who have apparently deceived him, and a fundamental reassessment of his place within the family structure. He might experience a desire to form a new relationship with Bill, or conversely, he might feel betrayed and angry about the years of deception that have characterized his life. Katie's shock and the weight of this knowledge. Katie's reaction to these DNA test results is one of genuine shock and disbelief. Despite the evidence staring her in the face, it takes time for the full weight of this revelation to sink in. Katie must process not only the shocking fact that Bill is Deke's biological father, but also all of the implications that flow from this discovery. She must grapple with questions about what to do with this information, who she should tell, and how she should handle this knowledge moving forward. The burden of knowing the secret weighs heavily on Katie. She is now in possession of information that has the potential to disrupt multiple lives and relationships, and she must decide how to handle this responsibility. Should she tell Bill that he has a biological son he never knew about? Should she inform Deke of the truth about his paternity? Should she remain silent and allow this secret to continue undiscovered? Each of these options carries its own risks and consequences. Katie's decision to conduct this DNA test in secret and her shock at the results demonstrate the complex nature of family dynamics in Times the Bold and the Beautiful asterisk. The show has always been known for its exploration of family secrets, hidden relationships, and the way that deception can undermine even the strongest bonds between family members. This plot point continues that tradition while raising the emotional stakes to new heights. The test is proof of long-hidden truth. The DNA test results serve as absolute, irrefutable proof of a biological relationship that has apparently been carefully concealed or simply unknown to the parties involved. DNA testing has become a popular plot device in soap operas because it provides definitive answers to questions of paternity that would otherwise remain mysteries for extended periods. In this case, the DNA results cut through any ambiguity or doubt and clearly establish the biological connection between Bill and Deke. This scientific evidence is particularly significant in the world of Times, the Bold and the Beautiful Times, because it represents an objective truth that cannot be argued with or denied through manipulation, lies, or creative interpretations of events. Even if Bill or others attempt to deny the findings or explain them away, the DNA evidence stands as proof of biological paternity. This makes the DNA test a pivotal moment in the narrative, a point beyond which the story cannot return to its previous state of unknowing. The shocked reaction that Katie experiences upon receiving these results is entirely justified because the truth they reveal has been hidden away, whether intentionally or through circumstance. Katie now knows something that others in her social circle apparently do not know. And this knowledge creates a burden of responsibility and creates potential for dramatic conflict as the truth gradually spreads throughout the conflict. Community. Conclusion. A game-changing revelation. The storyline involving Katie's secret DNA investigation and the shocking revelation about Bill's biological connection to Deke represents one of the most significant and consequential plot points in recent Times Bold and the Beautiful Times history. The discovery that Bill is Deke's biological father rather than Deacon has the potential to reshape family relationships, alter character dynamics, and create new layers of conflict and tension throughout the show. This plot point exemplifies what makes Times, the Bold and the Beautiful Times such compelling television: the show's ability to take seemingly ordinary, circumstances, and relationships, and expose hidden truths that transform everything viewers thought they understood about the characters and their lives. The shock that Katie experiences upon learning the truth is mirrored by the shock that viewers experience as this revelation unfolds. As this story continues to develop, audiences will be watching to see how Katie handles her knowledge of this secret, how Bill reacts to learning about his biological son, and how Deke processes the truth about his actual paternity. The ripple effects of this revelation will undoubtedly continue to impact the show's narrative for episodes and storylines to come, making this one of the most important and dramatic developments in the show's ongoing narrative.